Well, welcome to the channel. This is going to be a completely different kind of video than I usually do. It's not about any of my gear. In a way, I guess you could say this relates a little bit to the style of goaltending I play and an observation of mine. By now, it's been a few days. You've seen where the Minnesota Wild and the Chicago Blackhawks played, and it went to a shootout. Marc-Andre Fleury was in net. And the big deal was the save on Connor Bedard in the shootout. In reality, it was kind of the save against Hall and Bedard. So I have those two video clips. I kind of want to do like a react type video, but also give you a little bit of breakdown on my thoughts about what happened in that shootout. And, you know, in fairness, it's not really a react. I've seen it. I enjoyed watching it. But I've also seen a lot of posts and heard the commentary during the game. And I have a few things I want to talk about with that. So with that being said, let's start with the save, which would have been, I think, his third shot he saw. Or maybe it was the second round of the shootout. Against Hall. So let's watch that one first and we'll kind of break it down.
And now Taylor Hall looking to tie it for Chicago. Poke checked again and another trip by Fleury. The two referees are looking at each other. It was almost like an identical play there.
Okay, so we'll stop it right there. Poke check, yes. And another trip by Fleury. I mean, if you watch that back, I know they're coming off the hype of the Bedard shot, which we haven't seen yet, but that wasn't a trip by Fleury. Taylor Hall skated directly into him. So let's, I think if I keep watching here, there's a different camera angle. You can see it right there. I mean, the contact is made by Hall after the poke check. So the save's been made. The puck is no longer in possession of Hall. In theory, that play is dead. I don't think there could be even a tripping penalty in that situation because it occurred after the play had been considered dead because the save had already been made and the shooter was no longer in possession of the puck. But that being said, there was no trip there. Fleury made a fantastic poke check and got enough contact to kill that puck. And Hall was just skating directly at him. So that's what happens in a situation like that. So awesome to see. Fleury's one of those guys, like when you watch the highlights, you see him using the poke check and pad stacks and whatnot kind of on a regular basis, right? So it's fun to watch him. I really enjoy watching his style of play because you just never know what's going to happen with him. Let's go to the first shot, which was Bedard, because this is the one that made the rounds on all the social media and whatnot. And let me give you my thoughts on this one. So again, here they're going to talk about, you know, he tripped Bedard. But when you watch this back, there's a couple thoughts I want to share. Number one, that poke doesn't even make contact. He doesn't make contact with the puck at all. So that's not even, he hasn't disrupted the play physically. But the value of that poke caused Bedard to overreact and ends up ultimately losing control. I'm going to do this part here in like a slow-mo frame by frame. Bedard overplayed that to get around the poke. So mentally, the poke did the job it should do. There was no save. There's just no shot because of it, though. So you can see right there with that turn of the stick that Bedard has lost control. He's trying to get out in front of that puck before it just goes off into the corner. And you can tell that by the way his stick turned. notice there's no shot now. He's trying to go backward between his legs at that point because he knows he's way out of angle trajectory for a shot there. So he tried to go backward through his legs, in which case he lost control, and the follow through of his skate, of him skating, Fleury has all the right to get his stick over there to try to make a save. The player skates through the stick. So I don't think there's a trip per se, like they were saying in the highlights. Let's watch that one again from the primary angle. Right here, I'm going to frame by frame this. He doesn't make contact. Little contact with the stick. Again, I don't think that stick-on-stick contact there's no penalty there either. There's no, he was attempting to play the puck, and therefore I don't think there's any infractions. If I'm wrong about that rule, let me know, but it was in the attempt of playing the puck, and it was stick-to-stick contact. But he misses, and in reality, again, it causes Bedard to have to overreact to get around him. I don't think this was the planned shot by Bedard. Yeah, that was just going to be a quick tap around with the backhand, but he lost control by having to overreact due to Fleury's advance with the poke, which I guess all I'm trying to say, and really a lot of it, I don't know about this part. To me, that's not a trip. That's the skater skating through the play. And then it was, you know, I guess nice of, we won't know, but you know, what he said here, but to give him the little stick tap there on the shin pad. Kind of funny, like premium Marc-Andre Fleury there, I guess. But ultimately, what I want to say about this is that's the value of a poke check. I'm not a very good goalie. I'm nowhere near a Marc-Andre Fleury, obviously, but I do know that I try poke checks way too many times, oftentimes way out of time. But I can tell you that I know I have forced shooters to change and try to do something different, miss wide, lose control, any of that stuff. A lot of times they do end up falling down on their own because they try to instantly react to the poke and play the puck over to the side, and they lose their footing because they're thinking puck at that point instead of feet at that point. Yeah, I'm no NHL goalie, but I can tell you the power of the poke check can not only stop a puck, but it can, at the right timing, like Fleury does here, cause that shooter to have to make a change in such an instant millisecond that it can affect the whole thing and make them mess up. And I think that's what happened here. Anyway, go ahead and let me know what your thoughts are down below. Maybe I'm just way off, but I think the poke check is what took away any type of shot from Bedard in this play. And kudos to Fleury for still using that in his arsenal and being brave enough to do that in a shootout scenario like this as well. And, you know, patience was a virtue in that. He waited him out. He shoulder faked him, tried to make him think he was biting to one side or the other, and just was patient. And then at the last second, tries for the poke, causes Bedard to lose control and have to change things up. So anyway, just thought I would share my thoughts with you guys on that. And like I said, share your thoughts down below and let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.